from Jackson, Mississippi. He attended Grinnell College from 1965 to 1969, where he majored in philosophy with a 3.65 grade point average. He was co-captain of the varsity basketball team, and he was very active in various organizations at the college, including theater, where he starred in various productions, and one was an extremely popular two-man performance that was widely acclaimed as the best performance of the year. Judge Wingate received his law degree from Yale, and he was also appointed as to teach law as a third-year law student at Yale. One of very few students that had that distinction of being able to teach as a third-year student. Judge Wingate was the first black federal judge who was appointed in Mississippi. He was also the youngest at age 38. Judge Wingate, some of his many distinctions, he has organized over the last 12 years an extremely popular federal watch program, which he fully funds. It is a summer program for both high school students and college students to help them with careers in law enforcement. And he also is responsible for organizing the Gospel Fest, which is a musical festival in the areas of Jackson, Mississippi, and Yazoo City. Judge Wingate is extremely talented. He's an avid racquetball player. He won the national championships. He's an avid swimmer and biker. We're going to learn a lot about him today as he comes to us. Some of the distinctions that the judge has: he's a member of he was a co-chair and liaison for the American Bar Association, the Executive Alumni Board for Yale Law School in 1990, 1993, and 2000. He served as an associate alumni for Yale Law School. And without further ado, words cannot describe what Judge Wingate means to Grinnell College. He, as a trustee member, as an alum, you will learn so much about him, and his legacy precedes him. And without further ado, I would like to welcome one of my mentors, Judge Henry T. Wingate from Jackson, Mississippi.
Hello there. First of all, Marlene referred to me as doctor, and then she corrected herself, but she need not have done so. This institution lowered its standards and bestowed upon me an honorary doctorate of laws. So I'm entitled to be called a doctor, and actually some other institutions have done the same thing and lowered their standards, so I have more than one honorary doctorate. Now then, I'm one of the projects of Grinnell. I came here in 1965 from Jackson, Mississippi, and I left segregation when I came here. So I left the alleged separate but equal circumstance that befell my state back then. Of course, education was separate, but not equal. So I came here thinking that my A's in high school meant something, only to find out that my education had been tremendously neglected by my school, by my district, and by my teachers. They did the best they could on what we had, but when I got here, I found that I was certainly behind the curve. In my dormitory, we had 21 freshmen. 17 were National Merit finalists. I was not among the 17. And then, on the first week, we were all put together in a group and told to give our most impressive credentials that we had earned during the course of high school. And then, since my last name starts with a W, I was put at the end. I had wanted to go first because I wanted to tell them all the great things I had done in high school. President of the class, this, that, and the other, top of the class, captain of the basketball team, baseball team, all those kinds of things. Well, I was not first. And by the time they got to me, everybody had mentioned everything of importance that I would have said. They had graduated at the top of their classes. They had done well on all their special projects. I really had nothing more to offer other than the fact that I had come from Jackson, Mississippi, a segregated institution, and I was committed to making my mark here at Grinnell even. So that's what I see. And then the group was impressed at how I had addressed the circumstance, and so then they voted that I was the most impressive freshman in our dormitory. So then I had to live up to it. Now, that was tough, because the other students had gone over to their instructors and had shown their instructors how they should qualify out of various courses because of the STAR course that they had taken in high school. Now, what course can I qualify out of? Well, I had read something about saints, so I went over to the philosophy department and said I should qualify to some religious course. I would have qualified to anything. And so the instructor said, okay, you can qualify to this course. And so I came back and let everybody know that I had qualified out of some course. I wasn't sure exactly what I was qualifying out of. And then when I got my little receipt back later, it said I had qualified out of 101 philosophy. So then they put me in advanced philosophy. What in the world is existentialism? And how in the world do you spell it?